Hi, it's Andrea Olson here with EastIdahoNews.com. I am joined by Doug Bishop, and he is with a team called Adventures with Purpose. Tell me a little bit about the company that you work for, Doug.
Okay, so we are an underwater sonar search and recovery dive team. We're based here out of Oregon, and we travel the nation investigating cold cases and helping families and law enforcement for free.
And now your team was specifically here in Idaho Falls along the Snake River on Sunday, not too long ago. Tell me why you guys were here.
So one of our supporters reached out to us and informed us about the case. And so we scheduled it onto one of our search trips, and we were scheduled to be there in Idaho Falls on Sunday. So we were there, and fortunate for the family and law enforcement there and the community, we were successful.
And specifically, the case that we're talking about is Jed Hall. He went missing back in 2018. No one has heard from him since. So that's about 4 years and 3 months, according to his mother that I was talking to actually yesterday about it. So it's been a long road for her. He went missing when he was 16 years old. Have you ever worked with the Hall family before?
No, we have not worked this case. Sunday was the first time we've worked on the case.
And so you were working with both of Jed Hall's parents, is that correct? Both Amy and Alan Hall?
Yes, correct. Both mom and dad, Amy and Alan, were there present every step of the way, which is typical for us. When we do investigate, any case, we invite the family to be a part of what we do in any capacity that they want to be a part of it.
How was the family doing that day on Sunday when you guys were searching?
It's a very tough thing, for this case in general is a very tough case. We're talking about a 16-year-old young man who had his entire life ahead of him. So as you can imagine, being a parent of Jed, you want him to still be out there somewhere. And we did. We wanted him to be out there somewhere. We did not want to find Jed. Obviously, if we find Jed, it's, the worst possible scenario. It's very, very bittersweet, but it's the answers necessary for Amy and Alan to move forward.
Now, you guys were out there specifically. Were you had the intention to find a vehicle, or what was kind of on your mind? What were you specifically trying to look for?
Yeah, so we came into this like we come into all cases. We determine if somebody's missing with a vehicle. We specialize in sonar the way that law enforcement doesn't have the capability. So, there's a vehicle involved. And then we use the X factors in the case. Do we have a cell phone ping, a last known location, locations that are frequented, et cetera? That's how we base the waterways we need to search. And that's how we choose those waterways. In this case, we knew we had a cell phone ping that last pinged near, I believe it was Route 20 and the Snake River. So that was our most probable location to start at. We started at the boat ramp that morning at 9 a.m. By 9:20, we discovered a vehicle underwater about 75 yards down from the boat ramp.
You guys found that pretty quick, it seems.
Yes, we did. But it's not a knock on anybody that has previously searched that area, which there's several teams and agencies that have. Law enforcement doesn't have the capability to read sonar on the level that we do. And that's directly what contributes to most of our success. Law enforcement and other search teams have sonar, but the ability to read sonar the way we do is very unique, and it's 100% organic. There's not a training school for sonar. It doesn't exist. So it's just a weird gray area that we excel in.
When you found the vehicle, and I don't know if this is your expertise, I would imagine it probably is something that, police have to figure out, because I realize that this is still under investigation.
Mhm.
Was there any sort of, when you looked at the car, that you thought, oh, this car has been here for a very long time. This could have been here for 4 years?
Absolutely, 100%. The car has been there for 4 years, um, without a doubt. There was scientific proof that the vehicle has been there for that long. Um, we specialize in finding the where. The why, still has to be determined by a medical examiner. Also, the who, is this Jed? Yes, all signs point to this being Jed, but a medical examiner will have to be the one to 100% sure say, in fact, this is Jed.
Right, because there were also human remains found inside the vehicle. Is that correct?
Yes, correct. When I dove down to identify the vehicle, I did an assessment of the vehicle, its condition, recovery points, made identification. There are human remains in the vehicle once we recovered it.
What was the condition of the vehicle? I mean, I saw pictures and, like you said, 4 years.
Yeah. So we, I say this in a very humble way, but we are the world's leading experts in underwater vehicle recovery and underwater forensics vehicle removal. So it aligns up with all the other cases that we've had. There was nothing alarming about the vehicle other than, the front and rear window was out, which is strictly due to current, extreme temperatures there in Idaho Falls in the winters and, the debris that floats down the river. So it was classic, what it would have looked like in any of the other scenarios that we've dealt with.
And I don't know if I can ask you this, but where specifically were the human remains found? I know that we're still waiting for positive identification.
Yeah. So I can say that, Jed was, well, the remains were discovered in the rear of the vehicle, which is common in any scenario where someone does not have a seatbelt on. If you don't have a seatbelt on, it's the body will move around the vehicle. There are 2 float cycles that Mother Nature will go through, so it will move over time, back and forth. It was silted in over 4 years, so that's where he ended up, and that's where the silt buried in around him, in the vehicle.
As a team, are you guys feeling glad that you found the vehicle? I mean, obviously this is a sad situation, but I know for some people it could mean closure, it could mean more answers.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't want to find him. If I had it all over to do again, I would say that, I wish I could make it go away, and I wish I could make him, be, running away and had a new life somewhere else. That's not what we're dealing with, though. So, for face value, it's very, very bittersweet, but it's necessary. There's answers. It's never closure. You never get over losing someone you love. However, when we lose somebody and we don't know what happened, that's the ultimate nightmare. So in any capacity, Alan and Amy now have the answers they need to tear down those walls and move forward. As horrible as that is, they now know.
Like you said, you mentioned a little bit about Amy and Alan beforehand. When they saw that vehicle, what was kind of their reaction to the vehicle being pulled out of the river?
No true words can describe their reaction. As a parent of a 16-year-old that's still hoping that their son is going to drive down the driveway any day, still seeing the vehicle that they've been looking for 4 years for the first time is no true words can describe that. Confirming that there was remains in there, it's a whirlwind. It's a hurricane of emotions, and my only words that I could give to Amy and Alan is that I'm sorry. I'm absolutely sorry.
These are probably hard cases that you and your team work on constantly. So I appreciate you coming out here. Is there anything else that you'd like to add that you want to tell people, or that you think people should know about?
Yeah, which is our purpose. At Adventures with Purpose, we're community driven. Nothing we do would be possible without the support of the community, our social media platforms, the donations that make what it is we do possible. So liking, sharing, and subscribing to our YouTube and Facebook platforms is critical. Watching other families' stories, us solving cases, us not solving cases, and spreading awareness for what it is that we do makes it possible. So we directly thank everybody who supports us. And if you don't support us, it's free. Go over to YouTube or Facebook, hit the subscribe, the follow button, like and share, leave a comment. It makes everything that we do possible.
Doug Bishop with Adventures with Purpose, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you as well for covering our purpose.